Right everyone, it is Finn here, and of course welcome back to another World Cup Wednesday, where of course today I'm going to be telling you about 3 superstars who could be rejoining the Moroccan national team for World Cup 2022. Now of course, if you are unaware, well first of all, World Cup Wednesday, where of course every single Wednesday we will be talking about a different World Cup nation. This week obviously Morocco's turn. But of course, looking at the Moroccan national team, when I say 3 superstars, I mean superstars. We've got a Champions League winner, a world-class right-back who looks like he might be on his way to Bayern Munich very soon. Sounds tasty. And of course, third and finally, we've got a striker with 13 goals in 14 league games this season. And these are 3 big players who could be rejoining Morocco very soon. But of course, if you are unaware, the reason these players are no longer part of the Moroccan system at the moment is because there are huge conflicts with the current coach of the Moroccan national team, a man by the name of Vahid Halilhodzic. Once again, I'm not native to these areas. If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you would understand that I probably pronounce at least 80% of the things I say in my video incorrectly. But of course, we move on. There are major problems with the current Bosnian coach. The fact that he leaves out superstars out of his team on a very regular basis, upsetting the fans. Of course, there have been rumors, apparently he's got some anger issues. So at the end of the day, it does not seem like a pretty situation. But there are talks ahead of the 2022 World Cup that he might lose his position, despite the fact that he helped them qualify for the competition. But of course, him losing his position does mean that some of their star players might come back into the team. And of course, we're going to be talking about those 3 players in today's video. Now, of course, jumping straight into things, player number 1 that has refused to play for the Moroccan national team due to the current coach. You know the name. You don't have to be a fan of the Moroccan national team to have heard his name. But of course, it is going to be Hakim Ziyech, obviously the Chelsea attacking midfielder / winger. He is one of the first players. And of course, as I said, the likes of Vahid Halilhodzic, once again, I don't know. Obviously, he has refused on many occasions to play the likes of Ziyech and has refused to select him for his team on multiple occasions, even going as far enough to ban him from the Moroccan national team, which to me, I just don't get that. Whether it's a discipline problem or whatever, Ziyech is an absolutely magnificent player, nicknamed the Wizard by Ajax fans. I mean, that's like banning wheels from a car in an F1 race.
That might be a problem.
But of course, looking at Ziyech, he absolutely runs a team on his day. As we know, absolutely magnificent player, has scored 17 goals in 40 appearances for the Moroccan national team. You just have to play him. And of course, as we know, a Champions League winner with Chelsea. Obviously, since moving from Ajax to Chelsea, he has struggled with injury problems and hasn't quite produced the numbers that he used to at Ajax. But as we know, such a versatile player, and on his day when he is fully match fit, can make a huge impact on a national team. Obviously missed out on the 2021 African Cup of Nations, and although the likes of Morocco still ended up doing well, they still missed that creative tacker in the likes of Ziyech. I mean, if you look at his numbers, when he used to play for Ajax, his numbers were astonishing. 51 assists and 38 goals over the course of 4 seasons.
I don't see how that's humanly possible.
Those are monstrous numbers. How can you miss out a player like him? And of course, at 29 years old, I would say he's around the prime of his career in terms of his age. So if Morocco want to cash out on him, they need to do it now. Now, of course, looking at another player that I believe has been banned, so-called, by the likes of Vahid Halilhodzic, is the likes of Noussair Mazraoui, obviously the 24-year-old right back who plays currently for Ajax, obviously the team that Ziyech used to play for. As we know at the moment, is heavily linked for the likes of Manchester United, where Erik ten Hag is, and of course Bayern Munich. And it is rumored that obviously he'll end up moving for free as his contract with Ajax expires in the likes of June, obviously in the summer transfer window. But of course, what a brilliant right back. Current value is supposedly around 20 million euros. Obviously at 24 years old, he has had such a major impact for the likes of Ajax, and in the likes of the Eredivisie this season has gotten 5 goals and 2 assists and has played every single game for Ajax in the Champions League this season. That really shows you how valuable a player like him is. Now, of course, looking at him, of course, he does play in that right back position, which I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but currently who many people would argue is one of the best right backs in the world. Obviously, the likes of Hakimi is also a right back, the PSG right back. As we know, absolutely brilliant player. He was brilliant in the 2021 African Cup of Nations. But before the likes of Mazraoui was banned, from the Moroccan national team, Hakimi used to play in more of a right winger position, more of an advanced attacking position, which of course if Mazraoui returns to the team, it kind of allows Hakimi to go slightly further up on the pitch. And I believe the addition of these two players alone should add a lot of value to the Moroccan national team. And trust me, they need as much help as they can get because they are not in an easy group. They've got the likes of Belgium, who up until a year or two ago was ranked number 1 out of all nations in the world. They've got the likes of Canada. They've got the likes of Croatia, the runners-up in the 2018 World Cup. It is not an easy group, and they need as many world-class players as possible. But of course, now that I mentioned the likes of Mazraoui and Ziyech, as I said, two major players and could definitely help out that right-hand side of the Moroccan national team. Of course, the third player I have, maybe a lesser-known player compared to the other two, is still a world-class player and, dare I say, might make the biggest impact if returning to this team.
Gasp!
We've got the likes of Abderrazak Hamdallah, which of course, if you haven't heard the name before, don't worry, I hadn't before researching the name. But now that I have, I'm very glad I searched the name. 31-year-old striker retired from the Moroccan national team in 2019, but supposedly has wanted to return to the Moroccan national team. But obviously, once again, a recurring theme, the likes of Vahid, the manager, hasn't really contacted him back in terms of returning him to the team, which I find absolute nonsense.
Watch your profanity.
Looking at him so far this season, has scored 13 goals in 14 league appearances in the Saudi Pro League this season. Looking at him over the last 3 seasons before that, last season got 11 goals in 15 league appearances. Before that, 19 goals in 21. Before that, 34 goals in 26 appearances. It is very clear that the likes of Hamdallah is a world-class striker and is a real talisman, and if you put him up front for the Moroccan national team, he will be your goal scorer, and you need that versus the likes of a Canadian, Belgium, and a Croatian defense. Yes, I'm very aware that Morocco have the likes of Noussair, obviously the severe striker up front, but obviously looking at the likes of Hamdallah, once again, a very physical striker up front who will be able to get the job done. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for the 3 players who I believe absolutely need to return to this Moroccan national team and might very well do so with the exiting of their manager if he ends up getting the boot. As I said, I think it is so crucial to this Moroccan national team. You just cannot have such a bad energy between the players and a manager in a club, and he needs to go. Could you imagine that with the Portuguese national team if Ronaldo was still playing in the form that he was, but they ended up just not playing him, if they ended up banning him?
This is so totally illegal.
You just cannot miss out on some key players like this. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Of course, I want you guys to put down in the comment section down below how much of an impact do you think these 3 players would make to the Moroccan national team. As I said, 3 major stars that could be returning to the Moroccan national team. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Another World Cup Wednesday, where every single Wednesday we talk about a different World Cup nation. Once again, I want you guys to put down in the comment section down below which nation do you want me to talk about next week. Of course, like, subscribe, all of the good stuff. The channel is forever growing. It has had major growth as of late, and I would love to hit 4,500 subscribers very, very soon. I know we can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This has been fun. FYNN. Cheers.